Your future is about to shift in ways you never imagined. In this video, you are about to hear something truly extraordinary. The heavens are revealing a message so powerful that it will shift your spirit. Archangel Michael says the truth is unfolding in ways you never expected. A famous star, one you may admire or follow, made a decision that will leave you stunned. They wanted to know more about you, your life, your path. So, they hired a private investigator to track your steps, uncover your secrets, and see what makes you special. At first, this might sound unsettling, even confusing. But what they discovered was something beyond earthly understanding. They thought they would find something ordinary, but instead, they found a divine presence surrounding you. Your name, your essence, your existence, it carries a deeper meaning than you realize. This star, with all their fame and fortune, was searching for something more. What they found in you was something they could not explain, something they had never encountered before. Like this video to receive your divine blessings. Their investigator followed you through your daily life, expecting to uncover routine habits and mundane activities. Instead, every turn, every moment revealed something extraordinary. There was a light around you, a presence that could not be ignored. Everywhere you went, goodness followed. Every action you took seemed to have a ripple effect, spreading energy, love, and positivity. The investigator took notes, but soon, they realized this was no ordinary case. The star, who thought they were simply gathering information, began to feel something shift inside them. The reports they received were unlike anything they had expected. This was no ordinary tracking mission, it was a revelation. Even those who doubted, those who laughed at the idea of something divine, started to see the undeniable truth. The investigator, who had seen countless cases, had never encountered anything like this before. Type 999 if you believe in the power of divine light. The star was used to being watched, but now they were the one watching. And what they saw in you changed them. They saw miracles in your path, unseen forces guiding your steps. They learned that doors opened for you when they should have remained shut. They saw protection around you when danger lurked. They saw favor upon you when others struggled. There were moments they could not explain, things happening that defied reason. They read reports of how you overcame struggles that should have broken you. They saw evidence of blessings that should have been impossible. The deeper they looked, the more they realized this was no accident. There was something, someone, watching over you. And it was undeniable. Type 444 if you know divine protection is real. The investigator started to question their own beliefs. They had seen many things in their career, but never anything like this. This was something beyond logic, beyond understanding. The star, despite their fame, began to feel small in the presence of this discovery. They had everything, wealth, influence, power, but what they found in you was something they could never buy. They saw how, despite struggles, you carried a peace they had never known. They saw how, despite obstacles, you continued to rise. It was not luck. It was not coincidence. It was divine. The realization hit them in a way nothing else ever had. They started to wonder if they had been looking for the wrong things all along. Maybe, just maybe, what they truly needed was not fame, but faith. The investigator shared their findings, but the reports no longer felt like simple data. They carried weight. They carried truth. The star could not deny what they were seeing. They watched footage of you smiling through storms, holding on to hope when everything seemed lost. They saw you walking in grace, untouched by negativity, surrounded by favor. No matter how hard they tried, they could not find any scandal, any darkness, any deception. Instead, they found light. They found resilience. They found a divine presence they could not ignore. They had set out to uncover the mystery of your life. Instead, they uncovered the mystery of faith, of grace, of divine power. And it shook them to the core. Type 444 if you know divine favor is upon you. The star, someone who had once believed they had everything, now realized they had been missing something all along. They had fame, but they had no peace. They had power, but they had no purpose. And yet, you, someone they thought was ordinary, carried something far greater. The investigators' reports became more than just files. They became testimonies. They became undeniable evidence of the divine at work. The star began to question everything they had once believed. They started seeking answers in places they had never looked before. They wanted to know the source of your strength, the reason behind your favor. They wanted to understand how, despite everything, you carried a presence that changed the atmosphere around you. They wanted to know the secret to the peace that radiated from your soul. Type 000 if you know divine peace is unshakable. Something stirred in their heart. They had spent years chasing success, but now they wanted something deeper. They wanted what you had. They wanted that connection, that favor, that unshakable faith. The investigator, too, could not remain the same. They had seen enough to know that this was not coincidence. This was divine intervention. This was real. The reports turned into conversations. The conversations turned into revelations. And the star, who had once only sought information, now sought transformation. They reached a moment of realization that would change everything. It was no longer about watching from afar. It was about stepping into the truth that had been in front of them all along. Type 1111 if you know transformation begins with faith. The star no longer cared about fame the way they once did. They no longer sought attention, validation, or approval. They now sought something higher. They began to change, not because they were forced to, but because they had seen the truth. They had witnessed something that left them no choice but to believe. They started looking at life through a new lens. They saw the emptiness in the things they once chased. And they saw the fullness in the faith they had once ignored. Their journey had led them to you, but ultimately, it led them to something greater. It led them to divine truth. And that truth set them free. What started as a simple investigation turned into a divine appointment. What started as curiosity turned into revelation. And what started as watching you turned into watching heaven move. The star was never the same again. The investigator was never the same again. And neither will you be. Because when divine truth is revealed, it changes everything. It transforms, it uplifts, it brings light where there was once darkness. And that light is now shining upon you. A celebrity, someone known by millions, has taken a special interest in you. They wanted to know more, to uncover something hidden, something they couldn't see from a distance. So, they hired a private investigator, someone skilled in finding secrets, someone who would uncover everything. This investigator followed your footsteps, watched your movements, tracked your habits. They thought they would find something ordinary, something expected. But what they uncovered was something far greater, something they never imagined. They expected to find patterns of routine, but instead, they found divine favor surrounding you. Every place you walked carried an energy they couldn't explain. Every moment of your life seemed guided by something beyond this world. The report started to come in, filled with details of your daily life. But as the investigator dug deeper, things took an unexpected turn. What they thought would be just another assignment became something far more profound. Every challenge you faced seemed to be met with an unseen force lifting you up. Every hardship you encountered was met with divine protection. They saw doors open for you that should have remained closed, and obstacles disappear as if by miracle. The celebrity expected to find flaws, mistakes, or something they could use. But instead, they found a presence of grace surrounding you. They saw strength in your spirit that could not be broken. They saw you walking through trials that should have defeated you, yet you stood firm. They saw battles that should have drained you, yet you emerged stronger. It was undeniable, you were being watched over by something greater. Type 333 if you know divine protection is real. The investigator couldn't look away. They had followed many before, tracked countless lives, but never had they encountered something like this. Your life wasn't just a series of events, it was a testimony. Every step you took seemed purposeful. Every action you made carried weight beyond the physical. It was as if your journey had been orchestrated by something beyond human comprehension. The celebrity, accustomed to fame and wealth, found themselves questioning everything. They had everything the world could offer, yet they had never seen anything like this. They realized that what you had was something money could never buy. The investigators' reports became more than just surveillance, they became evidence of divine presence. What was meant to be a routine case turned into something far greater. And the celebrity who ordered the investigation found themselves drawn into something they never expected. The investigator wrote down strange occurrences, things that made no sense. They saw how opportunities appeared for you when they should have been impossible. They saw how people were drawn to you, how kindness followed you wherever you went. Even in moments of struggle, they saw how you never wavered. Even when things looked difficult, you carried a peace that could not be shaken. It was as if a shield was around you, guarding you, guiding you. They watched you overcome battles that others would have fallen under. They saw how your words carried power, how your presence changed the atmosphere around you. It wasn't just luck, it was something higher, something divine. The reports were no longer just about your actions, they were about your spirit. The celebrity, used to having the world at their feet, suddenly felt small in the presence of what they were witnessing. Type 111 if you know faith moves mountains. The investigator kept following, kept watching. But instead of finding flaws, they found miracles. Instead of uncovering weakness, they found unshakable strength. They saw how, no matter what came against you, you continued to rise. They saw blessings pour into your life in ways they couldn't explain. It was as if heaven itself was watching over you, making a way where there was none. The celebrity expected to control the situation, but now they felt powerless. They had seen things that went beyond understanding. They knew this was no coincidence, this was something far greater. They started asking questions, not about you, but about themselves. If you carried this light, why didn't they? If you walked in this favor, what were they missing? Their mind was filled with thoughts they never had before. The investigator realized this was no ordinary case. They had uncovered something that had never been written in any report before. They had discovered a truth that could not be denied. The celebrity, who had once lived for the spotlight, started looking beyond the fame. They saw you, not as someone to watch, but as someone to learn from. They realized that you carried something they had been searching for all along. For years, they had believed success would bring peace. They had thought wealth would bring joy. But now, after watching you, they knew that true fulfillment came from something greater. They saw in you what they had never found in their world of fame. They saw peace that could not be shaken, faith that could not be broken, love that could not be bought. And they wanted to know more. The reports no longer mattered. The investigator had seen enough. The truth had already changed them. And the celebrity, who once thought they had it all, realized they had been missing something all along. They started to seek answers, not in fame or fortune, but in faith. They wanted to know the source of your strength, the reason for your light. They wanted to experience the divine presence that surrounded you. The truth had been uncovered. And once seen, it could never be ignored. The investigator, the celebrity, and even those who doubted now knew one thing: you are divinely guided. The world may watch, people may observe, but nothing can change the favor upon your life. No amount of investigation can explain the blessings you carry. No report can define the power that moves through you. This was never just about watching you. This was about witnessing something greater. This was about realizing that faith is real, that divine power is moving, that miracles are happening every day. The celebrity, once lost in the distractions of fame, found themselves drawn to something far greater. They were no longer looking at you, they were looking at the truth you carried. The investigator, once seeking facts, now sought understanding. They had seen the evidence, and now they believed. They had uncovered the truth, and now they could not walk away from it. Your life had been watched, observed, analyzed. But in the end, the watchers were the ones who were changed. They came looking for secrets, but they found something eternal. A Hollywood icon, someone the world admires, has turned their attention toward you. They wanted answers, needed to understand something they couldn't explain. So, they hired an investigator, someone skilled in uncovering the unseen. This was not just curiosity, it was a mission. The star wanted to know what made you different, why your presence felt so powerful. They thought it would be a simple case, but what they found left them in awe. The investigator followed your every step, watching from the shadows. They expected to find an ordinary life, routines, habits, and simple choices. Instead, what they discovered shattered everything they thought they knew. At first, it seemed like any other case. The investigator documented where you went, who you spoke to, how you carried yourself. But then, something unexpected started happening. They noticed things that couldn't be explained by logic alone. They saw moments where you should have struggled, yet you moved forward with grace. They witnessed doors open for you that should have remained closed. There was a force around you, something unseen but undeniable. The more they watched, the more they realized this was no ordinary assignment. The investigator had seen many things in their career, but never anything like this. Your life wasn't random, it wasn't by chance. There was a pattern of divine intervention, moments that defied logic, and encounters that seemed orchestrated. The investigator had uncovered something they never expected. Type 333 if you believe divine favor is real. The report started to come in, and the Hollywood icon read them with growing curiosity. Every detail, every note, carried a weight they couldn't ignore. They had expected to uncover secrets, but instead, they found something far greater. The investigator wrote about how you carried an unshakable presence. No matter where you went, people were drawn to you. There was something in your energy, something in your spirit, that made people take notice. They watched as obstacles melted away in your path. They saw how negativity never seemed to take root in your life. They witnessed blessings flow to you, time and time again. The Hollywood icon expected a simple answer, but now they were left with more questions than ever. What was this force surrounding you? How did you move with such peace and purpose? The investigators' discovery was unlike anything they had ever reported before. Type 777 if you know divine protection is upon you. The investigator couldn't ignore what they were witnessing. They followed you closely, expecting to see moments of weakness, failure, or doubt. But instead, they saw resilience, strength, and faith beyond measure. Everywhere you went, something greater seemed to be guiding your steps. It was as if an unseen hand was clearing the path before you. They saw the way you walked through challenges without fear. They observed how opportunities presented themselves to you in ways that defied logic. They saw how people who met you felt changed by your presence. They realized that this was not ordinary, this was divine. The Hollywood icon felt something stirring deep inside. For years, they had believed success came from hard work and connections. But now, they saw a different kind of power at work, something far beyond human understanding. The investigators' notes were filled with details they couldn't explain. They documented times when you should have fallen but stood firm. They wrote about moments where things should have gone wrong, yet they went right. Every piece of information led to one undeniable truth: you were being guided. This was not luck, not coincidence, but something far greater. They could see that divine favor was upon you. The Hollywood icon read each report with growing disbelief. They had been around powerful people, influential figures, yet they had never encountered anything like this. You had something they couldn't buy, something they couldn't replicate. They realized that despite all their fame and fortune, they had been searching for something deeper. They wanted what you had. They wanted the peace, the strength, and the divine favor that followed you. Type 999 if you believe divine timing is at work. The investigator kept watching, kept documenting, unable to turn away. They wanted to understand, to find a logical explanation. But the more they searched, the more they found evidence of something beyond human control. They saw moments where everything should have crumbled, yet you stood tall. They saw hardships that should have broken you, yet you remained strong. It was as if there was a shield around you, protecting you from unseen forces. The Hollywood icon started asking questions, not just about you, but about themselves. If you walked in this power, why didn't they? If you had this presence, what were they missing? They realized they had been chasing the wrong things all along. They had spent years seeking fame, validation, and success. But now, after watching you, they saw that true fulfillment came from something much greater. They realized that what you carried was beyond this world. The investigator had uncovered more than they ever expected. They had seen lives from every walk of life, but yours was different. Yours was touched by something higher. The Hollywood icon no longer cared about the answers they had originally sought. They no longer wanted to just know about you, they wanted to understand the power within you. They saw that while the world chased fleeting things, you walked in something eternal. While others worried, you remained calm. While others struggled, you thrived. The investigator realized this was more than just a case. This was a revelation. The Hollywood icon, for the first time, felt something stir in their spirit. They were no longer watching from a distance, they were being called to something greater. Type 1212 if you believe transformation begins with faith. What started as a simple investigation turned into something life-changing. What began as curiosity turned into undeniable truth. The Hollywood icon saw, the investigator saw, and now you know, the favor upon your life is real. People may watch, they may investigate, they may try to understand. But nothing can change the truth of who you are. No report can define the power that moves through you. The Hollywood icon was never the same again. The investigator was never the same again. And neither will you be. Because when divine truth is revealed, it transforms everything. A celebrity, someone with power and influence, has taken an interest in you. But this is not admiration, this is an investigation. They have questions, and they will stop at nothing to get their answers. They have hired a private investigator, someone skilled in uncovering secrets. This is no ordinary search, it is thorough, relentless, and designed to expose every hidden detail of your life. But what they are about to find is something far greater than they ever expected. Their goal was to find something that could ruin you. They wanted to see your weaknesses, your flaws, and your failures. But what they discovered instead left them shaken. At first, the investigator thought this was just another job. They followed you, documented your movements, watched your every step. They expected to find patterns that could be used against you. They dug into your past, looking for mistakes, searching for moments of failure. They analyzed every detail, hoping to uncover something that would discredit you. But the deeper they searched, the more confused they became. Instead of uncovering faults, they found resilience. Instead of weakness, they saw strength. Every difficulty you faced had only made you stronger. The investigator couldn't understand how you kept rising despite every challenge. Every door that should have closed in your face had miraculously opened. Every battle that should have broken you only made you more powerful. The reports started to come in, and the celebrity read them with intense curiosity. They wanted proof that you were not as strong as you appeared. But what they found in those pages was something else entirely. There were accounts of people speaking highly of you, praising your spirit and kindness. There were records of moments where you should have fallen, yet you stood firm. They saw that no matter what came against you, you never wavered. The investigator watched you closely, trying to find inconsistencies. They waited for a moment of failure, a slip, anything that could be used against you. But all they saw was divine intervention guiding your steps. The celebrity expected to find a weakness they could exploit. Instead, they found a power they could not comprehend. And it left them shaken. The investigator could no longer ignore what they were seeing. They started to feel something they never expected: respect. They had been sent to find flaws, but all they saw was faith, perseverance, and a light that could not be dimmed. They saw how obstacles moved out of your way. They saw how people who met you felt uplifted and inspired. Every time you should have lost, you somehow won. The celebrity demanded answers. They couldn't understand how someone could face so many battles and still rise. They wanted to know why nothing could break you. The investigator had no logical explanation. They had seen many lives, but never one like yours. This was no coincidence, this was something far greater. The investigator wrote detailed reports, trying to explain the unexplainable. They documented moments where you should have been left in darkness, yet you walked in light. They noted times when you should have been alone, yet divine connections surrounded you. The celebrity, once certain they would expose your flaws, now felt unsettled. They had built their life on fame and power, but what you carried was something different. It was something money couldn't buy. They had everything the world could offer, yet they saw in you something they had never possessed. You walked in peace, moved in purpose, and lived with a strength that could not be shaken. The investigators' discovery was no longer just about you, it was about the truth they had uncovered. And the truth was undeniable: you were meant to rise, meant to be seen, meant to be a living testimony of divine favor. And no amount of investigation could ever change that. Let them watch. Let them search. Let them try to understand. But in the end, the truth remains the same: you are divinely guided, divinely protected, and nothing can stop the blessings that are coming your way.